Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're here at ARMOUR WEAR HQ. I'm Robert Scott.
I'm Gabe Cabrera.
And today we are going to be evaluating mag pouches. We're going to go through, I guess, the evolution of the mag pouch and where it's come from and where it's at today.
Yeah. One of the first ones we're going to highlight is kind of like the original, where the current Molly style mag pouch got its start. These flap overs, if you're current or former military or law enforcement or have any type of tactical gear in your closet, chances are you have one of these. These were tried and true for a while. I think this was introduced in the early 2000s with the Spear, Balks, and Molly system.
I think even before that.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
They've been around for a long time.
So, trusty and true, they worked for a while. The problem was you have a two-step retention system which really hinders your reloading capabilities,
Which is speed.
Yeah, when it counts and emergency reloads, you're going to want to get this sucker out of there quick. But at the same time, if you're doing any type of airborne operations, diving, anything like that, if you're part of an amphibious unit, yeah, you don't want to lose your gear. But so a lot of folks, especially folks that were overseas in different theater of operations, brought back a lot of, I guess, research and data with them. The market started listening, or a lot of these folks started creating their own companies. One thing you got to give this industry is innovation. Folks listen, and they correct a lot of these issues.
Yeah.
Which brings us to one of the more recent ones, which is a bungee system. It's almost like a universal system, and the idea behind this is to give lateral retention, but at the same time give you a quick draw.
Right.
It attaches to any type of Molly system. Usually comes with these malice clips, I think they're called.
Yep.
Which we'll go into that here in a second. The problem with these is that there's no vertical retention. Now, there are provisions for a bungee here on top, but you kind of fall into that dead area of the middle of the magazine,
right?
Where it's still having to pluck, pull, and then get the magazine out. It really hinders that draw going down to your carrier.
And it's funny you say that, because a couple weeks ago I saw on Soldiers of Fortune magazine an old Special Forces guy. The picture must have been from early 90s, and he had it crossed like this, and the mag was sticking out the side. So he's able to grab it with one thing, but he needed little bit. He needed more retention on the mag so it wouldn't pop out.
Yeah, which that corner of the mag is crucial as far as leverage, holding it in, making sure it doesn't come out. Really, even with a flap over it, that corner is really the one that's touching the most of this flap. Which brings us to the one that we're highlighting today. Here's one for you, Robert.
Thank you.
This is the Retention Improvised Pouch by RealWorld Tactical. Good friend of ours, good industry partner, Tony Sentmanat, former Marine and current SWAT instructor and SWAT officer down here in South Florida.
Very long resume.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's resume goes back to Marine Corps, being an instructor, working with the McMap system, a whole bunch of different things. So the guy really has done his research on these.
I think he hit the nail on the head with this.
Yeah, he really did. The biggest thing he's done, he's listened to his end consumer. Market research is everything. I know a lot of you folks on the consumer side don't really think that far ahead, but as far as manufacturers and distributors and retailers, we have to. And that's, when you see it and perfectly executed, it's a thing of beauty. So the first thing that we want to highlight is the fact that there's a bungee system on here, but this is not just a regular bungee system. It's a cross-cord retention system. Robert was talking about how these old SF guys would kind of fold the flap over. Well, the main reason is this is the leverage point for the rifle magazine. As you can see here, we have 3 hex mags in Tony's RP2 pouch. So when you come over and reach for an emergency reload, you just press down, and you're going to notice the actual bungee pulls it down. It's hard for me on this side, but Robert, if you can go over.
Yeah, if you were, I'll demonstrate a reload. So in one fell swoop, we're pushing, and it comes right out.
Economies of motion. You're doing it in a down and up. There's no extra articulate movement. You guys know when adrenaline's pumping, your body goes through different physiological changes. When you're at the 150 BPM, you're doing dumb caveman movements. That's a dumb caveman movement.
Right.
Articulable movements are out the window. One thing I want to show as well, you're talking about this tab here on top.
Yeah. It's got, a lot of people know the name as Hypalon. DuPont came out with the product a while back, and they discontinued it. And I think Trelleborg picked it up, and that's what this product is now. It's a high abrasion, hydrophobic, which it means that, you know, when it gets hit with water, you're not going to lose that friction. And, you know, in times of what you just mentioned, where you're needing to be quick and fast, what if it's in a jungle environment, or wet, or damp, or you're sweaty? You don't want to lose that friction. You want to be able to get the mag and get it out. So these tabs have this Hypalon Trelleborg material.
And you got a couple there in front of you. One thing Tony has done, which I think is pretty ingenious, we're talking about listening to feedback again. He's done 2 different sizes. He wants a good surface area that makes sense on the pistol magazines and on the rifle magazines. Now you can see that here very clearly. You know, he thought ahead and he figured, hey, maybe there's people out there that don't shoot Glock. Maybe there's some people that shoot Berettas,
1911s,
SIGs, FNs. Well, that's why you see a different assortment of magazines here in front of you. You have an FNS double stack 9mm magazine.
Yep.
You have a Glock polymer magazine. Now the difference here is very important. A lot of you folks that are prior service, you know these Beretta magazines are metal, but they're thinner in comparison to a Glock magazine because the overmolding over the aluminum type of cage in the magazine adds to the width. Here you have another Glock magazine, but with a higher base pad. So you have provisions for width and length. So you can accommodate it to exactly what loadout you need for that day, for training evolution, going on duty, whatever it is. Me personally, I have a collection of polymer frame pistols and 1911s as well. 1911s, as you know, single stack magazine. Usually the variation is 8 round or 10 rounds. So between my Chip McCormick Power 10s and my 10 round Wilson Combats, I'm taken care of. I really don't have to worry about that. And again, good surface area on top. I push it off to the side. It's there and ready to go. And the way you adjust it is by these little buckles here on the side. You just pull it as tight as you need. Perfect example.
Yeah, the cop locks.
Yes.
They're called, yes.
So if you know you're going to go into a very violent situation, very hands-on, whether it be CQB, vehicle dismount, diving, whatever, you can adjust that as hard as you need for that. And
what about Airborne?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. There's a guy from RealWorld Tactical, one of the instructors that video should be coming out soon, I want to say,
really?
Where they did some airborne ops. This guy did like 3 jumps.
Wow.
Corkscrew maneuvers, all this.
Nothing came out.
Crazy stuff I wouldn't do, but this guy did it, and didn't lose not 1 mag.
Wow.
And it's just a testament to how well thought out this pouch is. Now this is the RP2, rifle pistol combo. You're gonna see different ones come out here soon. Stay tuned for that. Now while we're focusing here on the pouch, I think you got one on your side.
Yeah.
This is the part that just sings to me. These molly sticks come standard with this pouch. Your added value is here in one piece. At a decent MSRP, I want to say, what was it, $38.95? $38.95. I mean, you're getting a package deal for a double magazine pouch, and with the provisions to mount it to a molly vest. Now, that being said, I'm going to go back to the molly sticks. Traditionally, you've seen some of these malice clips, which for its time, I think it was a great innovation. I have probably gotten the first stages of carpal tunnel from having to mount and then unmount.
Yeah, seeing that, I think I just had a daymare.
Yeah. But yeah, you need, I mean, even to the point that they went back to the drawing board and redesigned it a little bit to be able to be a little easier to use, but it's still a little complicated. You need some sort of flat tip screwdriver, knife, holy water priest, a shaman sometimes, and some incense. Yeah. We're from Miami, so we got enough of that here. And then these, I think these are from Blade Tech.
Blade Tech.
It was a good idea,
yeah,
but
great.
You still can't fish them through.
Right.
Because this has to fold, so you're losing a layer in between where you can really sandwich the pouch to the molly. These molly sticks, there's no other way to say it, they just kick ass.
Yeah.
So this clicking that you hear right there, that is biting down on the Cordura, and it's going to hold. So you can see how it holds on. So I'm going to show you I'm going to get the magazine out of the way so you can see a little better. All right. I fish these through the back personally, but you don't have to. So if you had to change your loadout for whatever reason, right? Insert scenario here, boom. Most people might want to put a medical pouch here. So that brings me to another topic. RealWorld Tactical is actually working with CA medical kits. You like that? That
was pretty sweet.
That was slick, right? It'll never happen again. So they're actually working with CA medical kits right now to make a pouch-specific medical kit that makes sense. The essentials for trauma, bleeding out, stopping the bleeding, getting people ambulatory, and increasing their chances of survival. A lot of folks don't really think that far ahead. We'll get into that in another video. But personally, I didn't think this far ahead. MS Clean Kits. It's an AR magazine-shaped cleaning kit that fits in there perfectly. So, I mean, this really is a one-stop solution, whether you're going to put it on a vest, a backpack, 4-day assault pack, whatever you're going to do. You can kind of insert your scenario here. So a lot of folks don't think this is two-dimensional to the point that it's just rifle pistol. We've been playing around with it. I'm sure Tony's going to play around with it a lot more and post some stuff on social media, so stay tuned. Yeah. Okay?
Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything. The molly sticks, the cross retention, the variety of mags and different products that you can put inside. I mean, it really is the future of mag pouches, in my opinion. It's giving you everything. So you saw it here first at Armor Wear.
Thanks for stopping by.